Sorry for not posting again. Uh, I just ran out of ideas to do, so I've decided to actually continue the TregCraft series. If you have been in my channel a long time ago, well, you probably know that I actually already made a series, like TregCraft Recreation, TregCraft 2.0, or TregCraft Single Player. Yes, it was just very difficult because it was so laggy. It's not in terms of internet, it's basically FPS. So, yeah. This series that you will be watching today is the TregCraft 3.0 series. I'll try to make this series for as long as possible. And today, we are basically going to be doing some basic stuff like farming, mining, yeah, whatever, but yes, that's what we're gonna be doing. Take note that I actually didn't add my voice here because the voice had some other background effects that I didn't even notice while I was recording. So basically I'm just gonna be talking from this perspective. There will be no sound from the video whatsoever. I will not be going into too much detail since I really don't like editing extremely long videos. It's time consuming. Also, I eventually get bored and decide to play games. But anyway, I'm gonna try to make this. So, as we saw earlier, that I actually began collecting wood. And then, on this scene right here, I actually started killing the golem for some easy iron. I used those four pieces of iron to make one knife and one bucket. I'll explain to you what the knife is for later. If you managed to watch one of my past series, you might know that I actually spawned a pet, of course. So I decided to actually do the same again here because I really like pets in Minecraft, especially the insect pets. And also, the pet that I used to have before is actually a tarantula hawk. It's basically like it's actually a wasp. Do not mistake it for being a bird. The names of my pet actually used to be Range and Stinger. I just couldn't really think of good names, so I just decided to name them that. Why not? At this point and on, I actually forgot that I was recording and all I did was just play. But then it was not a couple minutes. It was almost an hour until I realized that I was actually recording a video to post on YouTube. So yeah. As you saw from the clip, I actually began mining for some stone and coal so that I can use to make a furnace and other stuff so that I can eventually make the delicious foods that this mod called Farmer's Delight actually adds. And as you see from this clip right here, you can see the true power of the cutting board. Just spam click with like meat or oak logs on your offhand with an axe or a knife. You can literally make so many things out of it. Yeah, really. I will not be showing the next 7 minutes of me faffing around, dragging villagers, doing random stuff. But here's one thing I gotta explain, is that there's this thing called organic matter that you can actually use to make rich soil. They should only be placed in water or in direct sunlight. I suggest you place it in direct sunlight and water to make it into rich soil faster. Because this rich soil acts kind of like a bone meal. A bone meal that's unlimited actually. It increases crop growth rate and it cannot be trampled. It's very good. This freaking clip shows me replacing my tarantula hawk being pushed by a villager, trying to spawn it back in. It's just being pushed into the freaking wall, just killing it. So I literally had to keep spawning one again, and I decided to take him outside where he would be safe. And I found a small island where he can actually stay, so he just stays there forever. Just kidding, I'm probably gonna bring him on adventures with me. I actually began trying to trade with this farmer villager hoping that he would actually trade emeralds for wheat, and he did. I just had to replace his the composter a little times, breaking it and placing it back, and until I rolled wheat for emeralds. So I went over, grabbed all my hay bales, and just went over to him and just gave him all my hay bales. Why not? I went back home and I decided to actually store all of my items in the chest, and just look at that. Just click the insert button and all of your items are basically placed in the chest. Not all of it, because the chest also is gonna get full. Now I started working on my beautiful farm, since my food supply is actually starting to get low. I started to make a random platform. Wondering what this platform is for, you ask? Well, I'll reveal it later. I decided to spawn some new sheep since I really wanted to get this farm started. Also, I needed it to begin breeding villagers. There's also a reason why I spawned in the sheep, because sheep are very annoying to drag. I will have to drag them all the way from the middle of nowhere just to bring them over to a place that I don't even feel that it's worth it bringing them to the sheep pen. Here, guys, is a feeding trough, and here is a clip of me nearly dying to a terrapin. With that near-death experience out of the way, the feeding trough is actually used to breed animals without you having to come back and forth. They're actually really good. I just went mining. I just forgot to record it though. And I managed to find some diamonds. I managed to find a vein of 8. The next day, I decided to go over to the frozen peaks, and I looked up what kind of block this mod called Quark adds to the frozen peaks. Is actually permafrost. What a fine discovery. 7 minutes later, I actually began making the house of the villagers, and that is the whole purpose of this entire platform, is to breed villagers. Once I was done, I went over to my farm to harvest the wool that my sheep grew, so that I'll be able to use it to make beds, which is required when breeding villagers. Honestly, like breeding villagers, like treating people like animals. What kind of a game is this? It was getting dark, so I decided to sleep, and then on the next day, I began placing down the beds for the villagers. I went over, brought the 2 villagers to their new home, and that's basically the end of the episode, because yes, I decided to take a break and play other games at that time. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I didn't really want to go into every detail of each clip, since yeah, it's gonna be very long if I go into full detail of the entire video. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Go check out my Piggy Book 2 video and check out my TregCraft recreation video. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below if you have any ideas or any opinions you would like to share. Bye!